We are live on the Rift for our Week 8 match number 2, game number 2 between St. Edward's University Esports and Kent State University Esports, where Kent State is looking to secure the 3rd place spot in the LSS as we head into playoffs next week. St. Edward's looking to tie the series 1-1. Our game win point is wrong. It should be on Kent State. And our Yone is bot. You hit it on the head this time, Keck. And I'm really interested to see the Star Punter Musinator combo here going into the Turtle Dark Akemi Lux Varus that we have seen before. I think Yone is a punishable champion from this double range bot lane. I just have to see it happen before.
Have you ever seen, I forgot it was G2 or Fnatic? This is when Caps won one of those teams where they like flex picked a champion. It was one of those fun champions. I forgot what it was. It was definitely one of those like flex pick champions that could go top or mid. And I think it was with Caps and Wonder. And what was the flex pick? I can't remember. It was definitely one of those like funner champions. I want to say it was like Yasuo or something. And they were doing a troll game. And Wonder or Caps wanted to play it. So what they did was they did rock, paper, scissors to see who got to play it. So this is what I was thinking. Kenny or Star Punter were probably doing rock, paper, scissors to see who got to play Yone.
That's pretty funny. I do remember. I could picture them rock, paper, scissoring right now. And it might have been Pyke?
Was it Pyke?
Remember when Wonder was playing Pyke top? Pyke, they were just fucking
Or was it
Pyke.
a Kali? I can't remember.
Oh, it could have easily been a Kali. That's another good guess, too.
It's been a while, but it was definitely a really funny moment.
And
or
now,
was it with Black?
And now Annie is low-key counterpicked by Vel'Koz, I think, because the idea is you should never be in range of Vel'Koz to hit him with anything if you're Annie.
Oh, and Callista's looking for a trade up here in the top lane, getting the bear hook, but the bear doesn't seem to be scared.
Yeah, you got to be able to space out Volibear while the chain's on him, or else you just eat his combo. He's also running grasps, and that's going to hurt. But still keep an eye on that matchup. Turn in the way of the Kled. I think Kled with Conquer can actually beat Volibear pretty hard. Kled's level 2 is... His level 2 and 3 are crazy strong.
Alright, so you look at it right here. Nunu is in the top side. He's going for a snowball into the top lane, but another thing you have to watch out for. Okay, he's looking for a 2v2 aggression down in the bot lane right here. Star Punter looking for an all-in onto Turtle here. But look here, Sir Poppycock hits the snowball onto Volibear. First blood goes over to Kled. So what I wanted to point out here before we saw the 2v2 in the bot lane was that a ward in the river bush does not prevent you from getting ganked by Nunu.
Right.
That snowball can come from anywhere, and by the time you see that ward, by the time your ward sees Nunu snowballing in, it's too late.
Yep, that's a great point, and right on time.
And here we see Sir Poppycock snowballing into the mid lane, flash forward from Shake, trying to get the stun onto Kenny. Kenny's going to have to force the cleanse and flash out himself.
Yeah, so lots of activity from that Nunu, who is just going from lane to lane, ganking over and over again like Nunus do. Somehow will still manage to keep up and farm, but Hecarim with the visit on the top side as well. I like this from Rekt, who probably is going to expect the Nunu to return, who is.
And here we see the Nunu is snowballing up into the top lane, so Condorus is able to knock Kled off of his mounts, but Sir Poppycock is going to get counter-kicked here by Rekt here on this Hecarim, but Condorus is going back in onto Volibear. He got Skarl back, and he's able to get the secure kill.
It didn't matter that it got counter-ganked. I think the focus...
And more action in the bot lane here. Musinator finds the hook onto Turtle here on his Varus. Varus is going to look for some return poke with his arrow.
That arrow hitting is a big deal. Star Punter are a bit chunked out, but really, really nice play from Callistus on Kled. And if they're going to win this game, it might come from a start like that where he's already getting TM'd at 4 minutes, 20 seconds in. He can take control of the lane and keep Volibear shoved in. He can roam with his ulti and punish Vel'Koz. There's a lot of things you can do on Kled in the early to mid game to completely dominate.
Oh, and Star Punter's going for the flash forward and he gets the exhaust, but it doesn't matter. The auto follows through and he's going to go down as well.
Overzealous aggression from Star Punter and Musinator. The first time we panned down a bot lane, we watched Star Punter take 2 tower shots. He ended up regenning that, but just after going in and going in and going in, Turtle actually showing us that Varus ADC can, you know, chunk the Yone out and eventually get him a kill. So Varus looking completely fine in this game after that first kill. but only after that first kill.
And if the tower hits him twice.
Right. He was under tower, getting hit multiple times, and I think that kind of leads to that.
But huge props to Poppinpock here. Like the Nunu has made a lot of pressure here in the top half of the map, giving Callistus this huge lead in the top lane for himself.
For sure. Credit deserved by St. Edward's Esports to come out swinging hard here, getting themselves a gold lead early under 2K. 1,500 gold lead. 5 minutes and some change. They're going to have to build on that. And this team at early is a crazy amount of pressure. You see, Clegg can keep Volibear shoved in almost indefinitely, which can lead to deep vision. It can lead to roaming opportunities. And overall, just Volibear being stuck under turret, which is not where he wants to be in the early stages of the game when he's most effective.
Oh, and Musaniter's going to use his Hex Flash to jump over the wall. And the Death Ray coming in from Vel'Koz. And here comes Wrecked as well. He wants to be a part of this party as well. Annie's Bear is trying to get some revenge damage onto Hecarim, but it's not going to get a kill. 3-man in the mid lane, getting a kill back and putting Kent State on the board.
Watch this Hex Splash here from Nautilus. This is a sick, nasty play. Imagine being Annie right here and watch the Naut Hex Splashing over this wall. So you're just laying in, and then a Nautilus appears in your lane in hook range. That's pretty much impossible to deal with, and Wrecked on top of it will arrive, and now that's first Drake.
And because of that mid lane prio, because of that really well played gank, Red Team is able to execute straight into that first Ocean Drake. And Ocean Drake is huge for early game.
It's very big in early game. Ooh.
And Callistus is just going to constantly look for aggression onto Condrix here. He's level 6, he has the advantage. And Callistus is going to flash forward, trying to get the kill onto Condrix, but Condrix has the burn his flash as well to get out. So almost giving a kill over.
Callistus canceled an auto there, and he also could have flash auto queued the Volibear, and it would have killed him. I'm not sure if we'll get another look at that, but when the Volibear flashes and you're going to flash volley, you can't just flash Q. If you're going to flash on him, you have to auto, then Q. Kled mini form actually has pretty long auto range, and I think he could have gotten that kill. Definitely one to take another look at.
Definitely something for him to reanalyze in a VOD review.
For sure.
And so we see here the blue buff was transferred over from Hecarim towards the Vel'Koz, and looks like Sir Poppinpock will do the same for Geschicht here on the Annie.
And I really hope that is not a bad decision to give Annie that blue. I don't think Annie needs blue as a champion. I think it would have been fine on Nunu. And you're risking giving it to Kenny or Wrecked, because now that they see that, they're double going to want to gank her, and you could have, you know, another blue buff on a Kenny in a few minutes here. Would not be good. But I don't disagree. You should give your mid blue. I just think it's on a vulnerable type.
Diddy's probably one of those greedy junglers in solo queue when he gets auto-filled.
You got to be greedy in solo queue. Come on. We'll have to see if Kent State is going to tame the aggression in the bot lane with Yone's flash being down. I think he's actually free setup. Once Turtle hits 6, they can layer some CC. They can bring the Nunu down. He's on bot side right now. He's at his Raptors. I think Starpowner is pretty gankable. His R is actually quite a reliable way to escape, though, and that's what they'll have to play around.
And it looks like Nunu is looking for a snowball right now, but I think they're going for the Herald right now. 9 minutes in, Herald spawned around 1 minute ago, and they're looking to play for that objective. They do have a strong top side in Callistus, so this should be an objective that they feel comfortable taking.
Yeah, definitely, and it's the right play, too. I think a Nunu visit bot would have worked, but going and getting that Herald when you have that nice Kled push is a great call as well. Where do you drop it, Jack? Do you know?
I mean, this early on in the game, I don't think there's any turrets that are that low enough for you to even secure first turret. I think you just drop it into top lane just to give Kled more gold for himself, get some turret plating gold. As you can see right now, oh, Nautilus is going to find a hook onto the Lux here, and Yone is going to all in with his Spirit E and his ultimate as well. Lux is going to go for some return damage with her ultimate. Oh, and the Bear's Q was just too short. Starport is going to go back in with the exhaust, but he's not able to get any damage down. Turtle is going to find himself another kill. And the Lux Cosmic Binding is going to find the route onto Musinator, but he's going to be able to walk out. And it looks like Hecarim is here looking for a return kill. He's going to pop his E. He's going to look for some damage. Turtle is going to be rooted by the Nautilus, and he's going to go down. Flash stun from Geschick onto Kenny here, and he's trying to run away from the bear. The snowball, and that's just going to be a solo kill from Geschick onto the Vel'Koz.
I like the 2v2 from the bot lane of St. Edwards, but you gotta know when to walk away. Is the Nautilus kill even worth it? You gotta think, where's Hecarim? Because you see they just could have taken the Yone kill and walked away. Instead, they're just free food for the Hecarim. But meanwhile, the 2v1 mid, another good look for St. Edwards and Swiss. It looks like him. Wait a second, we have action on screen as this Volley Bear is getting absolutely bodied.
Yeah, he saw the play just too late. They walked over the ward, but at that point, he was already just too far up from his tower. Like, by the time he walked back there, Kled already popped his ultimate, and he was just caught out.
And we're seeing the weakness of Volley Bear as a champion, right? He looks big and scary, but at the end of the day, he's actually abusable in the right matchup. If anyone could go toe-to-toe with him, he's pretty immobile and doesn't have that much self-heal. If you revisit him and set him behind, he's pretty abusable.
And not to mention, oh, and look right here. Looks like Lux is going to face check, unfortunately, into the bush. There's a Nautilus right there. An auto attack is an instant root. And she gets the ultimate onto Yone here. Lots of damage coming through. He's so low. But the kill going over to Nautilus here. Unfortunate for Lux, she's unable to survive that fight. And Nautilus is looking for another hook. 80 carries. That's just, you can't fight a Nautilus. The champion's not balanced.
You said it, Kekin. It always looks good for Kent State when they 2v2, and then St. Ed's hits him with this insane burst with the Varus Lux. In this case, he's one auto away from getting the Yone. Really unfortunate, but yeah, when your Lux face checks two champions and doesn't have flash or exhaust, she's gonna die.
All right, what Musinator is trying to do here is he's trying to freeze the wave down bot lane so that Star Punter can get down there and catch that wave, but unfortunately, Turtle is just gonna kind of hit him, so he won't be able to start the freeze. And really good attempt for him, though.
We see Kled runs bot and gets them second Drake. This is great. He's on Cleaver. He's definitely the strongest champ in the
Oh, and Vel'Koz is able to find the knockup into the ultimate, but Annie has so much damage. She drops the Tibbers, trying to get a return, trying to get the kill onto the Vel'Koz, saying, you can't use your lightning ray on me. Unfortunately, no kills go for either side.
Really close. Those two mages kind of have the same idea, right? They both want to do the exact same thing to each other, and we see them with the just standoff here, dumping combos on each other, both getting each other pretty low. This Vel'Koz Q, you see how there's two procs on Annie. If that hits her, it could maybe have popped her if he has Scorch or something.
Oh, and they have to realize that just because you see the Lux means she dies because Nautilus is Nautilus. And Nunu's going to pop his ultimate, but it does so much damage. The absolute 0 AP ratios is ridiculous.
Yo, Turtle's actually dumping out DPS on this Varus, proving us wrong. And he doesn't care when we say his Varus pick is troll. He still locks it in, and this time he's producing, getting them a lead, doing a lot of damage. And like you said, the Nunu ult pretty crucial here. Lux kind of acting as bait, and the TP coming in to help as well. Watch this Nunu ult on top of Varus dropping arrow with the stacks. Tons of damage. Kled hardly even needed there. Hecarim sees that and dips right out.
That right there was just bot lane. Kent State's bot lane jumping the gun too early. Like, they just saw Lux, they just went for it. They didn't think about the repercussions. They didn't consider if Nunu could be there to capitalize on their aggression. I just felt like that was just not coordinated.
Yeah, not really. We see the bot lane of Kent State is...
Oh, and here they go. Aggression onto the Varus here. Varus is recalling right in front of a pink ward.
Musinator with this Hex Slash, yo. He's finding so many looks. Him and Star Poner have one mode right now, and that is going in. I respect it. And we're watching right now Nunu getting caught out in River. I would like to say really nice setup from Rec to get that nice angle to push the Nunu into where his Vel'Koz was with that squirt gun item. What's that called? Hextech GLP? Slows him up, pops him.
Yeah, Hextech GLP. Bless is here, looking for the jungler here.
You can maybe 2v1 this, not 3v1, but...
Oh, but Condorix is going to secure himself the red buff. But Geschick is here on the flank. He finds the stun Timbers onto Rect. He gets himself the kill. Callistus is looking for an engage onto Kenny here. The Bear Trap is going to find Azanias. And Condorix fails his ultimate, completely whisks it, but he's going to flash and gets the shutdown onto the Annie here. Forces Callistus off of Skarl, but he's going to get Skarl back very soon. But Condorix, all that effort to get that red buff, you're just giving it right to Callistus.
This Plague going crazy. Wait. Yo, Star Pwner dropping on Yone again. St. Edward's Esports coming back, fighting, clapping back hard. They're up in 4K gold now as we see. Watch this Kled show. I missed the Volibear failing his ulti, but he's able to pick up the Annie, who did her job before she dropped, and it's all about the fact that Kled can remount while healing with Chunker the whole time. He's so far ahead. Realistically, that's not a situation you even want to play into as Kent State. Why are you playing into the Kled, who's massively fed? Just abuse the Lux and Varus in the bot lane, or pick on the Annie, I think
exactly.
is a better...
You see the E-Mobile AD carry, you see the squishy support Lux, you have the strong farmed up fed Hecarim with Triforce. Just play dive the E-Mobile champions. Just play towards bot lane. But instead they chose to fight back the 3v3 top side.
Not everybody is a top lane who sees juicy immobile bot lanes and thinks, oh, I just want to kill them over and over again.
Free
But
kills.
that's what I think when I see...
And look right here, Nunu's going to drop the Herald in the mid lane. Oh, and Kled is looking for a dive mid, and he's just going to be... Alright, Hecarim is not going to find the onslaught of shadows onto anybody here. But the Yone ultimate finds through people, but they're all just going to be... It's too deep, and they're not going to find any of their follow-up damage. The Vel'Koz ultimate is not going to find any kills as well.
That was 9001 IQ bait from Callistus here to ulti into the middle of their base between their turrets and then dip right out. Everybody chased him right into his team, and they just killed them all, and now they're pushing mid.
And the Vel'Koz passive damage onto Turtle chunks him for half his health HP. He needs to be careful here in the way he positions these fights and not take free poke from the Vel'Koz.
And this was after everybody kind of chased into Annie's combo, right? Everyone was chasing the Kled, who was under turret and looked compromised, but you walked right into Annie's spells, and they get a nice 2 for 0. They're going to go ahead and take the turret. And Nunu, the whole time, busy at work getting all the neutrals. I believe St. Edward's has only missed one Drake, but has gotten the first Herald, maybe even the second Herald. I haven't kept track of Heralds, but now they're up 2 Drakes to 1, so they're ahead in the neutral department as well, and this looks very well like it could be a St. Edward's win. And now Kent State, in their state-of-the-art gaming facility, are going to have Kenny stand up out of his chair and sit down in Star Pwner's chair, and Star Pwner's going to get up and sit in Kenny's chair, and they're going to swap around who's playing what.
Are you talking about account sharing?
No. Chair sharing. Like, what do you do if they actually just got up and...
I think that's still account sharing.
That is account sharing. That would be really sus. Also, the controls would be not their own and everything.
You know, if it's like a random pause in the middle of the game, like pause for 30 seconds.
Fixing their settings, switching who plays where.
Quote unquote, hey, mid and pot are lagging.
That would be pretty grimy.
Mid and bot are lagging, guys? Give us a second.
This is why for finals we want the teams to be in one life to play. How cool would that be?
That would be pretty cool.
But back to the game. It's Kled with 2 items at 18 minutes. Annie working on her second item, and the Varus is going to have his Rage Blade on time as well. We need to see, can St. Edward's close out games? It's too often that we see middle tier teams get leads against the top tier teams here and then throw them away because of poor situational awareness and macro.
You see, actually, last game, it was around a 6K gold lead that Kent State did have against St. Edward's, and they closed out around with this much gold lead. Now, at this point in the game, St. Edward's, now they have that about the same amount of gold lead, but right now it doesn't feel like they're really pressing that lead.
No, I think Kent State really closed out well. They know how to close games out, and that's what puts them in a situation where they're fighting for third in the league. And we have to see it.
Oh, and Kenny is a little bit too far out. Kashik's going to flash forward with the flash tippers, getting the stun onto Kenny, but he's just going to force the cleanse. And he sees Kashik. He's going to pop the... Oh, and he's going to use the ultimate. He's going to get the kill onto Kashik here. Kashik just, unfortunately, just got out-bush played.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, okay, you burst him and get his cleanse, but if you're on cooldowns, why leave the bush? You should be telling your teammates where he is. Send Tibbers to go find him. She just walks out and gives him a free angle. Or I think that's blind.
Or we can just call Kenny an alcove gamer. Like, come on.
He is an alcove gamer.
Just give him credit. He's an alcove gamer.
Just, you know what, forget about it. Kenny's an alcover.
There we go.
And you cannot blame the Annie. He just knew.
But
God,
no, but with all
this guy goes straight to the alcove. I should probably just give it up.
but with all respect, I believe right call there was yes, send the Tibbers into face check, get the vision for yourself, call a teammate up there. Nunu could easily rotate quickly with a snowball. We know Nunu how fast Nunu can be, just rolling a little snowball all the way to a massive one into that top lane.
Yep. You watched him cleanse, so that's great. And if he flashes away, it's even better. Alright, eyes on St. Edwards. We already see them, you know, with kind of a faulty situation. We need to see how are you going to close this game out. And Drake's up in a minute 30, and they have their TP, their strongest unit, on the side of the Drake. Normally you want your TP away from the Drake, so if they see Kled on Drake's side, and it's up in a minute, they're going to pile on him.
Oh, and right here, Kled is a bit far up without his team. The rest of his team is either mid or in their base. Kled is just here 1v5. What is he doing here?
That's exactly what I was pointing out, Keck. He's on the objective side. He's on the side that everybody needs to be on to set up Drake. So if they see you on this side, why not just collapse on you, kill you? Now they have free setup. If you're the TP split pusher, which Kled can be in this situation, you go top with your TP. And then if they collapse on you and Drake's up in a minute, then your team at least gets free setup.
But even regardless of that, why is he in the blue buff? Why is he there? Well, three of his teammates are mid lane, and his last teammate is still in base. Why is he at their blue buff by himself?
He's probably been comfortably invading the enemy jungle up until this point, not understanding that 4 people can show up instantly, and we're gonna. But yeah, I agree with you. Just wrong place at the wrong time.
I think he ended up giving away. How much gold was he with? Was that a 900 gold shutdown?
Not sure.
But that gold lead that they had, there was around a 7,000 gold lead, but that's slowly going away. It's now only around a 3,000 gold lead now. 3,000, 4,000 gold lead.
He's back, and it's team fight time. And this time, I think both teams kind of getting here at the same time. I don't think one team is more prepared, but St. Edwards with control of the river, so I'll give him that. It's going to be Kent State probably on the offensive here. Watch Rect.
And Hecarim is looking for the engage onto Sir Poppincock here, but they have to realize they're also chasing into an Annie. Hecarim is going to find an ultimate onto Kled here. Sir Poner is also on the top side of the fight. Lux is going for an ultimate, but finds nobody here. Volibear's ultimate is going to find nobody. He's just going to ultimate to get out. Kenny is trying to find a death ray onto some people, but he's also just going to look for some damage onto Poppincock. They're looking for Dragon right now. Poppincock's going to heal off with his consume on the Dragon right now. And I think blue side has the priority onto Herald. Not the Herald, the Scuttlecraft, I say. And Teleport coming down from Kled. Kled was able to get some HP back. He's back in the fight now. Sir Poner is looking for a 1v1 with Geshik, but he's just going to get blown up. The Yone just doesn't stand a single chance, but looks like a double kill going over for Annie. Rector's going to run away from the fight here on the Hecarim, but the Callistus is doing so much work. He's going for a kill onto Condrix, and now he's chasing down Kenny. He's going to get knocked up, but he's so close to getting Scarl back. This fight was so close. But Kenny, he's still alive, but Callistus is able to get Scarl back. He gets the kill onto Rect.
Callistus putting this game on his back. Is that going to be Drake for them, or can Kenny get it with a Luden's proc?
And right now, Kenny, he's trying to do something. He looks for the ultimate. He's trying to get a return kill onto Dark Akemi, but Dark Akemi, with the W, is able to keep herself alive.
So much back and forth there. One thing I want to point out is Geshik had like no mana. He gets 1 rotation of spells this entire fight. If Geshik had full mana, I think St. Edwards just stomps this. But at the end of the day, it goes to the back of Callistus here. Absolutely hard carries the fight on the Kled. It's simple as that. And third Drake goes over to St. Ed's University. They're looking at Soul Point. Kent State are going to have to come back with an answer. But man, yeah, we saw Geshik completely blow up the Yone. And other than that, it was just the Kled show.
This is a death cap Annie. This Annie does a massive amount of damage here.
Yeah, death cap, and I love death cap after Luden's if nobody is building MR on the enemy team, and it looks like the only MR we see other than some Death Dance is the Mercs on Nautilus, which, by the way, Nautilus hit a great hook on the Varus to even start that, which I thought was good, and I think Turtle was able to survive that and dish out some damage, but yeah, back to your point on the Annie. Eyes on her to absolutely delete somebody. we might see a game 3, Keck, and that's what we love here at One Night to Play, game 3s. That's why we make a best of 3 series. May the better team win. St. Edward's looking like they are not out of their element whatsoever in this game, too.
Looks like Yone, he is trying to take his red buff for himself now. Tired of the jungler taking it.
And one thing I should say about Yone is the Yasuo 10 death spike. Yone is maybe like a 5 death spike. We see Star Punter with his 5th death. Now that he has his 2 core items, he hasn't been super effective this game.
Oh, but get shicked here with the death trap onto Rekt here. Rekt is just going to get caught out.
You said it, Keck, with the death. He just pulled up with death. That's all he had to do. The Varus arrow over the top secures the kill, and it's a Baron start.
Right here, they have no jungler to contest, so Nunu's just going to go snowballing for some fun.
How is Kent State going to play this situation? They have to deal with Kled, or they look for a steal.
Kled right now is deep in the backline. He's looking for disrupt the backline. He's going to flash away. Yone is going deep into the pit. He's going to take the blast mine over. He uses his ultimate to find multiple knockups. He's going to get exhausted and blown up by Geshik. The Annie just does so much damage with this death cap. Yone doesn't stand a chance.
And Geshik showing us why you pick Annie into Yone. That's the second time Annie's absolutely deleted. As we see, Nunu secures the Baron. Callistus was doing his best effort to distract, to get onto the jungler, is forced to flash out, but we see Yone go over and watch the Annie burst. He goes in with his ult, and good night. Annie into Yone is legit. Even if it's Yone bot. Because, we know they thought it was Yone mid, and that was going to be an Annie counter pick Yone mid. They answer it with the Vel'Koz, which I assume was a counter, but Annie seems to be doing fine here. Oblivion Orb, she's going straight pen. She could even go, if she doesn't want to finish Morello, could go right into a Void Staff and keep one-shotting for another 5-10 minutes.
And Rekt here is just constantly taking these greedy paths. He didn't have to walk through mid lane. He could have just taken the path a little bit upwards. That little crack up to the left of the tower. So now he was forced to burn his ultimate. They won't have that if they want to look for an engage here. Just some small things here and there.
And you see they're pressuring 2 lanes with Baron. They're not opting for 3. It's a 4-1 with Kled being solo top. Kled with enough time here, and Baron minions will be able to chip at that top turret. They'll have to send help eventually. Could maybe even dive the Volley Bear, but that's probably not his plan.
Yeah, right now they just want to siege with the Baron buff and look for a possible miss position from Kent State where they could look for a possible dive. Vel'Koz looking for some poke still with his abilities, trying to get some damage off.
Remember, Drake is up in 35, so if you overextend for this inhib and lose a team fight and lose your Drake soul, that could be a turning point in the game. So they need to be wise in how they use their Baron and also get Drake.
Alright, Hecarim winding up his E, looking for a possible engage onto the Kled here, but chooses not to. Right now, Kent State's really hesitant. They don't know where they want to engage. Okay, Nautilus is going to burn his ultimate onto Turtle here on that Varus. They're looking for the engage. Khaled is going to use his ultimate as well, looking for a disruption to the backline as well. The Vel'Koz ultimate is going to find so much damage onto the backline. They blow up the Annie and get the shutdown as well. Callistus is going to get jumped on by Condorex's Volibear here. He's going to get shut down as well. Rekt is in the back. He's getting chased by Turtle while Starponer is on the other side of the fight, chasing down Sir Poppincock. Turtle is so deep as well. Starponer is trying to get a kill onto Turtle, and this is exactly what you're talking about. They dove a little too deep, and Dragon's going to be up. They're not going to be able to get the soul.
So you get 2 inhibs, but now your soul is gone. The good news is you're going to have a chance at soul for the next 3 Drakes, because you already have 3. So getting 2 inhibs, definitely worth, even probably for that Drake, because that Drake doesn't do much for Kent State. So winning situation for St. Ed's, but if they never get their hands on that soul, they'll be asking themselves why they didn't peel back at that point to go get it. And as for the fight, honestly, it looked pretty sloppy from both parties. We saw Varus kind of tower diving. We saw Vel'Koz suiciding to get damage down, killing himself to kill Annie. A lot of back and forth kind of, messy fight there. But overall, winning situation for St. Edward's. And I do think they are one step closer to closing this game out after that.
Did Lux not use her E when she ulted to try to steal Dragon?
I'm not
Did
sure.
she just ult? She just ulted? Oh wow. Yeah, usually you want to use your E chain with the ultimate for the extra bonus buff, bonus damage from your passive. Because it actually typically does like 700 to 800 damage, usually more than Smite.
Oh, you're right, yeah.
That's why you usually see a lot of Lux's steal objectives. Even support Lux's.
I wouldn't have known that. So if I was like an auto-filled Lux support, I would try stealing with just R probably. But now I wouldn't. Now I know.
You always want to either do it from a Q ultimate or E ultimate. Just want to apply your pass before you proc your ultimate.
Thank Mr. Cat.
It's like St. Edwards just pressing their advantage right now, going into the enemy jungle, setting up their vision as well, similar to what we saw from last game.
Right, yeah, this is an important step. The only thing is this the quadrant you want to take control of? I don't think so. I don't think you want to be in that red quadrant. You want to be in this blue quadrant here and set up camp here. So this is where you want to clear out vision and drop wards. And why is that? It's because your objective is...
Oh, and right here, Kenny is going to find a knockup and an ultimate onto some targets, but I think he's trying to bite off more than he can chew.
Yeah, a bit reminiscent of last fight as well, kind of killing himself to drop damage down as Vel'Koz. And what I was saying earlier is their objective is really this inhibitor turret right here, because they obviously have both inhibs mid and top down. This is the final step here to break things.
And so it looks like this inhibitor is just going to have to go down. Kenny is not alive. They don't want to take this 4v5 fight.
And their wave clear, they have Yone and Vel'Koz. Their wave clear is fine, but triple inhib with Baron spawning in 30 seconds is an awful situation. So it's St. Edwards really just need to step-by-step close this game out with nothing crazy, and it should be a game win.
Time to see how great Kent State is at stalling out games.
It should be 90% win St. Edwards University at this stage of the game. You really need to make a crazy play. And the biggest problem I see here is your only TP is Volibear. So you can't really contest Baron unless you send everyone but Volibear. And I don't think Volibear can actually deal with 3 super waves.
And it looks like they are doing the Baron. So Hecarim is in the area. He could potentially go for a steal. But it looks like, based off him doing Krug still, he is not going to go for it. They're going to give that Baron no contest.
That's a reset by your stopwatches if you haven't yet. Get pots going and final item completions and go win the game. Right here, you just need to buff up all 3 waves of supers and you win. I don't think Kent State has the wave clear, and I don't even think you have to fight them at this point. As long as 3 double super minion waves are buffed with Baron, it should be GG. Their biggest mistake they can make is only playing one lane right here, I think.
Right. As you can see here, Kled is going up to that top lane right now. He's getting ready. He's doing Gromp first. Priorities.
Gromp is unnecessary. Time is more important than income right now because you have Baron buff ticking and you're getting ready to win the game.
Does he get Sterix off? He gets Sterix off.
Okay.
So that's why he does
I take it back then in that.
He's teleporting top lane right now to Baron up the top lane wave.
Okay, okay. I'm fine with that. That shows that he knows it's time to end the game. He just wanted to complete his item. That's cool with me. And yeah, just all we have to do is watch Kent State and try and clear these waves.
Oh, and Hecarim wants to look for the engage. He ults in, finds the CC onto the Varus here, but unable to find the execute damage. The Redemption does so much healing to keep the rest of their team alive. Nautilus is going to have to pop a stone plate, but the rest of his team is pretty much already dead. There's no damage left to kill anybody here. Kled is just going to find the opponent on this Yone. Yone is can't going to get out, and Nautilus and Hecarim are going to stay in the fountain. They don't want to have any more death numbers in their stats. And this game 2 going over to St. Edwards.
St. Edwards tying it up. We get a game 3. That is when I woke up this morning. I just asked, can we please have a game 3 on today's cast? And what